I wanted to talk through some of the features of the Mendeley desktop interface and to give you a little bit of best practice of things that I've found helpful in terms of working with some of these PDFs. So we'll notice within the home doc on the left-hand column we have the stars. The stars represents favorites. So if I just click any of these, they'll turn yellow, and then you'll notice that they'll go into the favorites folder. Generally what I like to do in terms of marking favorites is if I'm working with a specific paper, or maybe I'm trying to get a general idea of the types of sources that I'm going to use to craft my story of the paper. Generally I'll go through all of my PDFs that I have or particular folders that I might have set aside for projects, and I'll go through and star some of my favorite ones, and generally that'll indicate, the type of articles or the type of references that I might use that can better help support the story that I'm trying to build within the research publication that I'm working on. The next column, you'll see a bunch of green dots. The green dots you can essentially toggle to mark as read and unread. So as soon as you read a particular article or open it, it'll be marked with the green marked as read. So if you want to go back and, sort of like an email service, if you want to go back and keep things read or unread, you can toggle between all of those. The next column indicates with the PDF icon whether or not you have a PDF or if you just have the reference. If you have just the reference, the PDF icon will not be there. If you do have the PDF, the icon will be there. And then you'll notice the next column. So the author, the title, the year, the journal that the article is published in, and when specifically you added it. Now you can notice you can actually organize these as well and order them by alphabet. I generally don't use that because I use the search feature, which is really fantastic. So the search feature up in the top hand right corner, the benefit of the search feature is that it not only helps you search the articles that you have in your database, but it actually searches within the PDFs themselves, which is incredibly fantastic. So if we search just for validity, you'll notice here that validity shows up and it'll take out all of the non-related articles and it'll show just the articles that have the word validity in them. So you notice here that it's in the title, but also if you click on the PDF itself, you'll notice all of the times that validity is actually written. So that's really beneficial because there have been so many times in my writing where I've thought, God, where have I read that? Or there was some quote maybe I was looking for or some topic I was looking for, but I've read so many papers I just can't specifically remember where that is. This feature helps funnel the particular idea, the word, the topic, the quote, whatever I might be looking for within all of the PDFs. To me, that's just an incredible feature. Now another thing we can think about is the related topics. So let's say I click on this PDF and I'm interested in looking at validity and psychological assessment. Now a lot of the times I might think, I wonder if there's a really important paper I might have missed, or if I wonder if there are any other papers that help support my story. And of course we can go through all the traditional ways of searching for related PDFs or related sources that might help inform our story. Another additional way of doing that is that we can actually click on related articles. So if we go up to the top, we can click related. And so what this is actually doing is querying through the Mendeley database to search for articles that may be related to this. And so this is just another way that you can start to move through the daisy chain of trying to find related articles and articles that cite each other. So using all the traditional ways of doing that you may learn in a research course or a bibliography course, this is also another tool to help you sort through some potentially related articles. Now, what we can do, which is a great benefit of Mendeley too, is we can mark up the PDFs as if we were writing on an actual PDF. So a lot of the times I generally don't like to work within a PDF because I can't necessarily manipulate it the way you can generally do if you print out a PDF and write on it. Now, of course, some people will say, yeah, well, still printing out a PDF and physically taking a pen to a piece of paper helps cognitively. This gets really close because it gets to the point where you print so many PDFs and you have so many articles that you have to sift through. It's really hard. So generally, every once in a while, if there's sort of a difficult article that I'm trying to get through, or I'm really trying to wrap my head conceptually around something that's written in an article, a thought, an idea, I may print it out and still use the pen to paper tactic and do some highlighting and writing of notes. But generally, this works just as well. So if we click on one of these PDFs, there are a lot of things that we can do. Here, what we can do on the right-hand side is there's a notes column. So we can take general notes of things that we might pull from this. So it gets to the point where sometimes there's so many PDFs that you may have that generally you're trying to look for, hot topics, or you're trying to pull out the salient features. So you can write some general notes in here. Sometimes when I work with students, I instruct them if they're very early in their research career and I give them some sort of extended abstract assignment, I generally have them write their extended abstracts within the notes section. In here you can type, you can bold, italicize, underline, and you can do all of those types of things within the general notes. Personally, what I do with a lot of my notes is I'll usually pull out a lot of the quotes that I'll use, and I'll keep track of where I use that quote because I don't want to overuse a quote within multiple research papers. So the notes section is a good place where you can keep track of the particular references that you're using, the particular direct quotes that you might be inserting into some of your papers, and you can keep track of where those are as well. Now, what we can also do here is mark up very specifically the PDF. So if we click on note, we can actually write a note. So here, this is a great article. Check page 7 for reference. You can change these all different colors. So if you have a particular scheme that you might be working on, maybe yellow might be topical, maybe green might be quotes. So you can code them specifically to how you work. So let's add another note. The value of validity. Important. And you notice here that we have private annotations that start to pull up on the right-hand side. So we can go through without going through the PDF. We could just see the types of notes that we make, and we can color code them. And we can change the colors if we want. We can delete. We could do all of those sorts of things. And they pull up similarly to if you were working with Preview or you were working with Adobe and you were making small comments. So that works really well. You can also highlight. So if we want to highlight any text, we can go through and highlight the text. So generally what you can do now is you can highlight a particular section, and then you can make a note. Whatever we want to do. We can also do highlight rectangles. So if we want to just do an entire section, we could take a look at that as well. So we can do that all over the place, whatever we want. We can change the color if we right click. We can copy the text. We can use this as a highlight tool. There's so much that we could do. We can add a note if we want. Here's another note. And we can put that in there. So you notice that there's a lot that we can do in terms of marking up the PDF and putting notes and highlighting. Now, another great thing that we can do with this, and this sort of goes back to the idea of sharing a PDF. Let's say I'm working with a colleague or I'm working with a student, or I want to communicate the importance of what's happening in this PDF. I can actually go up to File and I can export a PDF with all of the annotations. So if I export the PDF, I can export the article and the notes, and it's telling me that it has 4 notes. I can click OK, and I can save this PDF. So Messick article marked up. I could save it to my desktop, and I could send it to a student or a colleague, or I could say, hey, what do you think about this article? Here are some of the points that I thought was important. Or maybe even if you're working with a professor, if you're a student working with a professor, you can take a look at the article, you can mark it up and maybe send it to them and say, am I on the right track? Or, are these the salient points that you agree with? Or what do you think about this particular topic? So there's lots of ways that we can use this particular tool to export it with the notes. Another great feature is that if you're anything like me and I'm trying to wrap my head around a particular point or a particular concept, if it's something of a new concept and I'm trying to delve into it, what we can actually do is open up multiple PDFs at the same time. So we can open this, and then you'll notice that it opens up into a new tab similar to a web browser. I can go into my library and I can open up as many as I want. So now I can toggle back and forth if I'm trying to craft a story or think about what I'm writing. I can move throughout multiple PDFs very quickly, and I can make it a little bit smaller, and I can fly through some of these. Oh, where was that article? What was I talking about? What was I thinking about? And you can keep track of where everything is within these tabs. So I find that to be also a very, very important and valuable tool in terms of my own writing of papers. Now the last thing we can do is we can actually take some of these PDF pages and we can turn them left and right. So let's say you're in a situation where you might not have a PDF that is available through e-access, and so you actually have to go into the stacks or order it through another library for them to scan a PDF and then they can give it to you. You can upload that as a PDF as well, but you'll notice that sometimes when that happens, they're not all going to be facing the right way. So if that's one of the instances, you can take any one of these pages or any parts of these, you can go up to edit and you can rotate left, you can rotate right, you can pan. You could do all of these sorts of things. As good as it's going to be electronically, it's very much manipulative in terms of what you want to do and how you want to mark it up, and to work with the PDF electronically as you would with any hard copy. I hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful. If you did, make sure to give us a big thumbs up and like the video. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to our channel by clicking the link above, and make sure to check out some of our other videos. We'll see you again soon.